Questions for Jaylen? Any questions? Brian, Rob?
Hey, Jaylen. Atlanta's shot, I think, we're about 57% from the field tonight. For you guys defensively, what do you think was the biggest issue in terms of trying to keep their attack under control?
Physicality. We definitely lost that battle. They had a lot of points in the paint. We just wasn't physical enough in the show.
Gary Washburn?
Hey, Jaylen, how difficult is it to kind of deal with this up and down? Good win the night before against Denver, you come back, you got another game in 2 days, but just knowing the process is not going to happen right away and it's going to take time. How difficult is that to deal with, being that you want to win every game?
It's definitely tough, but of course we want to win every game. But I definitely think we've learned, and I've learned a lot from my losses and things like that. Still areas of growth that I think will benefit in the long run. And things like that, teams, guarding us different ways and putting a lot of pressure, dealing with, more attention, not getting calls. I think, that's a part of the challenge in the growth process of what we asked for. So, yeah, it's tough going up and down, but I still think there's a lot to learn, and we have learned a lot.
Sherrod Blakely?
Yeah, Jaylen, I'm just curious, could you talk a little bit more about that growth process that you talked about, some of the things that you've learned through some of these trying times that you guys are obviously going through right now?
Yeah, tough schedule. A lot of games are second back-to-back, this week. And just trying to get up every single game and come with that same intensity and tenacity. Tonight we were a little bit sluggish. I was a little bit sluggish and it kind of carried over. And that's just the challenge of this year, and all of us are trying to embrace that challenge together with the up and downs and not make excuses because everybody's going through the same thing. So we just got to continue to fight and improve, and hopefully on the back end, things will start to rev up.
Jared Weiss?
When you're going up against a player that is kind of constantly trying to be physical and draw fouls like Trae Young, when you get called for a foul, how does that affect the level of physicality that you take at the point of attack?
It's frustrating. It really is, especially if one of those fouls, puts you in foul trouble and sends you to the bench. Distorts your rhythm and stuff like that. It's tough. But I guess that's the league we in. So continue. I got to find a way to get some of those calls, maybe driving to the basket, exaggerating contact. Just try to adjust to how the league is being called, I guess.
John Corrales?
Jaylen, you guys haven't played a lot of zone historically, but this season you've had to go to it in an effort to stop some of that dribble penetration. Is that something that bothers you as a defender? Is there an element of pride involved when the coach decides to go zone because the man isn't working?
Defense is a team thing. It's not an individual game. If guys is coming off pick and rolls, no matter how physical a guy is, he's got to trust the big that's going to be there. No matter if it's a guy that can really score the ball and you guarding him in isolation, you got to trust that if he drives left or drives right, there's going to be help there. It's a team. It's a team dynamic. And this year, we're not as connected in past years that we have been. This year, we're not as physical in past years that we have been. But this is a unique year. We got a unique team, a new team, a young team, and we're trying to put the pieces together. And I think that we've won a lot of games and played tremendous against some good teams, and against some other teams we haven't. We just got to find some consistency. And I know it's probably tough to watch. Shit is tough to play, but I think that there's a lot to learn and improve on moving towards the future.
We're going to wrap it up right there. Thanks, Jaylen.